Hi everybody, I'm Sheree from the library, and I'm here to share some great stories with you this month. Since everybody's back to school, I'm excited to talk about This is a School. It's written by the amazing John Shue, and it talks about this is our class, this is our school, and welcome. It talks about all the different parts of school and all the different people you might meet there. I think I'll be taking this out on my visits when I come to school. And talking about school, this is The Yellow Bus. So this is a new book by Lauren Long. I've read books by Lauren Long and they're illustrated by him at other times with you guys. This is a fantastic story about a bus that starts out taking kids to school and eventually is retired, and all of the places that it goes and all of the things that it does and all of the purposes that it serves, and in the end you find out how meaningful that yellow bus was. And when I also saw this giant yellow coat, this is actually called Big Sister Long Coat, and I thought it kind of looked like the yellow bus with its bright yellow color. Little sister and her big sister go out to have a fantastic day, but it starts to rain, and so all their plans have to change. And then everything they try to do doesn't work out because of that awful rain. But they spend the day together, and in the end, that's their favorite part. I wanted to talk about a couple of animal books. This is King Lion. You can see that he has a big roar going on. And because he has such a giant roar, everybody is afraid of King Lion. And everybody just runs away from him. He gets sadder and sadder, lonelier and lonelier. And in the end, somebody finally understood and yells back. And that's how he ends up making a friend. This is The Secret Elephant, and it's a book that's based on a true story during World War II, because there was so much fighting going on and so many bombs happening. The people who worked at the zoo got worried about the animals and if they would be safe or not, so they wanted to take them out of the zoo. And one of the ladies who worked there decided that she cared too much for a baby elephant to let it go, so she took that baby elephant home with her. She kept it in her house and she took good care of it until the elephant got so big he couldn't stay at her house anymore. And when she had to take him back to the zoo, he was very afraid that he would be all alone, but something amazing happened. Like I say, this reads like a storybook, but it's based on a true story, so you may find out something amazing that you didn't know about before. I learned a lot from that book. And I learned a lot from When Beavers Flew. So this is the story about a state where there are too many beavers. They are causing problems. So they decide to take them in special made crates up in a plane and drop them off further out in the wilderness. And they have no idea whether this plan is going to work or not. They don't know if the beavers will survive, how they will like their new home. And in the end, all of the beavers did what beavers do. They found water and they started to build. Amazing true story. This is By Land and by Sea. I love a book that has a cool cover, and this one does. This is about two lost kids. One is lost at sea, one is lost on the land, how they meet up and how they help each other out. But the other amazing thing about this book is it's written in two languages. She speaks English, he speaks Spanish. Both of the languages are on the pages, so you can begin to understand what each one of them is saying by looking at the pictures and what happens next. Now, as much as I love a good animal book, a true story, a cool looking book, I love a book about books. So this is, I don't want to read this book out loud. I don't want to read it out loud at all. And the whole book is about trying to get out of reading out loud, and how this animal does not want to have anything to do with it. This elephant says, I think you know why I think I know why you don't want to read this book out loud. And I think you know why too. I think it's because you're afraid. And they talk about that for a while, and they talk about some new words. And it might be that you don't want to read out loud, or it might be that you just think that's such a funny book. You'll be reading it out loud. I'll be taking that one to school too. And this is the book that can read your mind. As you go through each page, it asks you the rabbit in charge is asking you some questions, and from your answers, this book will read your mind and figure out who you're talking about and which picture you picked. It's very mysterious, and it's the power of books. Now, Plouffe is written by Ben Clinton. Some of you may know that name because he writes the Narwhal and Jelly books. He's funny, he's a great author, he's a great artist. And Plouffe is a sort of like a cloud looking thing. But Plouffe is having a lot of weird experiences and goes through a lot of changes, as you can see, and you get to help Plouffe go through all those changes. Now, one of the best books I've seen lately is We Are Definitely Human. These folks crashed their car one day, or they're calling it a car, at Mr. Lee's house. And when Mr. Lee says, what's wrong? They say, oh, we've crashed our cars. He says, well, who are you? They say, oh, we're definitely human. And they start to give him reasons why they know they're human. And in the end, he helps them fix their vehicle. You might see some surprises in there. I also love, at this time of year, everything apple, everything pumpkin. This is sour apple. And I love that by nothing except the two eyes illustrated on the front cover here, you get the idea that the sour apple is not a happy apple. And there's a reason why. They don't get picked for anything in the fall until you find out they have an extra special purpose. All of these books are available at the library. I encourage you to come on in and borrow any of them or look around and find the books that you love. See you later. Bye.